So, good morning, dear students. In the previous class, we have completed basics related to the normal PN junction diode and other devices also. But whereas while studying this analog and digital electronics subject, we need some basics related to the network theory also. What are the basics related to the just now we will see. So, for example, if we consider the resistor, which is of 5 ohms, and this resistor will be connected to the 20 volts battery. I am assuming 20 volts battery. So I am asking what is the current flowing through this circuit? According to Ohm's law, I is proportional to V. I is equals to V by R, where 1 by R is the proportionality constant. If you observe this formula will be applicable to this circuit. When this is applicable to this circuit, when you apply this formula to this circuit, what happens? What is the total voltage? The voltage will be 20 volts here. And what is the resistance value? They are given some 5 ohms resistor here. So what is the current flowing through this circuit? The circuit current will be 4 amps. So similarly, I am increasing what happened? I am connecting one more resistor here. So I am increasing the resistor. I am connecting one more resistance here. So which is up again, this is a 20 volts battery. Again this is a 20 volts battery, and this is also 5 ohm resistor, and this is also 5 ohm resistor. So if I increase this resistor, one more resistor, what happens we will see. What is the current flowing through the circuit right now? Here the resistance, one more 5 ohm resistor is connected to the one resistor which is of series. That's why when the resistors are connected in series, R total resistance is equals to R1 plus R2. So which is equals to 5 plus 5, which is equals to 10 ohms. If you observe here, what is the current flowing through this is equal to I is equals to V by R, or R total, which is equals to 20 divided by 10, which is equals to 2 amps here. So if you consider the one more example, I am increasing the resistance. I am adding one more resistance here. One more resistance here. This is 20 volts here. This is positive terminal and this is negative terminal. This is 5 ohms, 5 ohms and 5 ohms. What is the current flowing through the resistor? So here already two resistors are there in this circuit. I am adding one extra resistor to this circuit. Now I am calculating the total resistance. R total is equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. R total is equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3, which is equals to 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15 ohms. So what is the current flowing through the circuit? I is equals to V by RT. This is equals to 20 divided by 15, which is equal to 4 by 3. This is equal to almost 1.33 amps. So if you observe the case 1, case 2, problem 1, 2 and 3, this is 1, I am saying, this is 2 and this is 3. If you observe these three circuits, voltage source remains constant, battery is constant in three cases, but what happens is just 5 ohm resistor is connected in series with the battery, and next 5 ohm, 2 5 ohm resistors are connected, and third case 3 5 ohm resistors are connected. So the point to be remembered here is, if the resistance is increases, this is the resistor symbol and this is measured in resistance, this is said to be resistance, and this resistor will be, resistance is increases, resistance will be increases. What happens? In the first case the current is 4 amps, in the second case the current is 2 amps, in the third case the current is 1.3 amps. Which means when the resistance is increasing in the circuit, the current flowing through the circuit will be decreases. Here I am defining the definition. A resistance is the property of the material. Resistance is the property of the material. Which opposes the, resistance is the property of the material which opposes the flow of charge. Which opposes the flow of charge, within bracket we can say it is a flow of charge is nothing but a current. This is the resistance of the property. The symbol is said to be resistor. The symbol of the resistor is here. The resistance is measured for the resistor. Resistor is different. Resistor is nothing but a device. A resistance is nothing but a property. Resistor has some resistance property. So resistance will be represented with this capital R and which is denoted in ohms here. Okay. So this is, so here what we observe is when the two resistors are connected in series, the total resistance will be added directly. And one more is when the resistance is increased in the circuit, the current will be flowing, the current will be decreased. That's why the resistance is the property of the material which opposes the flow of charge. So another one more point you have to remember for the series connection is, so here in the case 1, I am connecting only one resistor. In the problem 1, I am connecting only one resistor. That's why what is the voltage across this resistor means, you can say directly by using Ohm's law, V is equals to I into R. What is the voltage across this 5 ohm resistor means, you can say directly V is equals to current flowing through the circuit is 4 amps and resistance value will be 5. That's why which is equals to 20 volts. Here I am connecting only one resistor, one device. That's why this entire voltage will be applicable to this 5 ohms only. So if you observe the series connection, next one more resistor is added. If you observe the second problem, here I am adding one more resistor. What is the current flowing through this circuit? Just now we have calculated I is equals to V by R total, which is equals to 20 divided by 10, which is equals to 2 amps. So what is the voltage across these two resistances means? By using this Ohm's law, V is equals to I into R, which is equals to, what is the current flowing through the circuit? This will be 2 amps. This 2 amps current flows through this 5 ohm resistor as well as this 5 ohm resistor. That's why voltage across each and every is 2 into 5, which is equals to 10 volts. Which means here this 10 volts, here also this is 10 volts. I am giving 20 volt source. This 20 volt source will be distributed to this 5 ohms and this 5 ohms. So if you observe here also same, the third case also I is equals to 20 divided by 15, which is equals to 4 by 3, which is equal to 4 by 3, almost 1.33 amps. So if you calculate the voltage across each and every element, this value will be V is equals to I into R, 1.33 amps into 5, which is equal to almost 6.55 amps I am assuming. So the point to be remembered here is, here the current flowing through each and every element is same, the voltage will be divided. So for series connection what you have to remember is, so for series connection the points to be remembered here is, I am writing here note points here. So you have to remember these note points are very important for you. So in the series connection, note. In the series connection, the current flowing through each and every element is, in the first point this is, in the series connection, the current flowing through each element is same. The current flowing through each element is same. But voltage will be divided. So in the series circuit, the current flowing through the entire elements will be same, but voltage will be divided here. So voltage will be divided. That's why if you see the series connection, for example, I am connecting 3 resistors here. Unfortunately, if any connection will break, no current flows through the entire circuit. If any connection break, means no element will be work here. That is the problem in the series connection. Okay. So but the current flowing through each element is same, but voltage will be divided. One more drawback is, if I connect the more number of voltages here, more number of elements here, for example, I am connecting 5 ohm resistors up to 10, then the voltage will be very, very small. When the voltage is decreased, what happens is, if voltage will be decreased, the device may not work. That's why the series connection has some drawback. The drawback will be when any connection is the connection between any two elements is breaks, unfortunately no, so the entire circuit will not work. That is a major drawback for this circuit. So coming to the parallel connection, so in the series connection, one more important point is in the series connection, just now I am drawing again, this is a 5 ohms, this is a 20 volts, one more resistor is connected, this is also 5 ohms and this is a 20 volts. So just now I told you voltage across each and every element can be calculated by using Ohm's law, which is V is equals to I into R. But directly we can calculate what is the voltage across this element and this element also. There is a formula. That formula is called voltage division formula, voltage division rule. Voltage division rule. So voltage division rule, voltage across any element, any resistor can be calculated by using this formula. That is, I am considering here voltage across 5 ohms. Voltage across 5 ohms can be calculated is equals to total voltage into particular resistance, divided by total resistance, which means here the total voltage will be 20 volts here. I am calculating voltage across this 5 ohm resistor, that's why I am assuming here, I am writing here 5 ohms. The total resistance will be 5 plus 5, which is equals to 100 divided by 10, which is equals to 10 volts here. If you take another example, this is a equal voltage, that's why we can say directly. But if you take one is 3 ohm resistor and second one is 4 ohm resistor and second one is 6 ohm resistor, and what is the voltage across the each and every element you have to calculate. So I am calculating voltage across this 4 ohms here. This is current I. So 4 ohms can be calculated as total voltage into this 4 ohm resistor divided by total resistance, that is 4 plus 6, which is equals to 80 divided by 10, which is equals to 8 volts here. So if voltage across this is 8 volts means what you can say, voltage across this is total voltage minus this voltage will be same as this. That's why this is a 8 volts means this should be a 12 volts here. So for series connection, the points to be remembered is in the series connection, the current flowing through each and every element is same and voltage will be divided. The voltage will be divided. How the voltage is divided by, we can calculate by using voltage division rule at any cost. If you connect the more than 100 also, this formula will be applicable, no doubt about this. So the problem in the series connection is, if any connection breaks, for example, if any connection between two elements breaks, the entire circuit will not work. That is a major drawback in the series connection. Now I am going to the parallel connection. So when two resistors are connected in parallel, what happens you have to see. When two resistors are connected in parallel, for example, this is R1 and this is R2. When two resistors are connected in parallel, this is nothing but a parallel connection. When two resistors are connected in parallel, the total resistance 1 by R equivalent is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. To understand this concept, I am taking one example. This is 2 ohms here. This is 4 ohms here. So what is the total voltage? What is the total resistance means? 1 by R equivalent is equals to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4, which is equals to 4 is the LCM here. This is 2 plus 1, which is equals to 3 by 4. But R equivalent is equals to 4 by 3. So when I connect this circuit to this parallel connection to the voltage source here, this is a 2 ohm resistor and this is a 4 ohm resistor. I am drawing neatly. Again I am taking one 20 volt source here, 20 volt battery, and this 20 volts battery will be connected to the two resistors which are connected in parallel. Those are, this is 2 ohms and this is 4 ohms. Now I am calculating what is the total current here and what is the current flowing through here, 2 ohm resistor, and what is the current flowing through the 4 ohm resistor. Now we will see. So first we have to observe how many elements are connected. Here one voltage and two resistors are connected. To calculate the total resistance, observe the circuit. Is it a parallel connection or series connection? Absolutely it is a parallel connection. When it is a parallel connection, to calculate the total resistance we have to use this formula. So 1 by R equivalent is equals to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4, which is equals to 3 by 4. R equivalent is equals to 4 by 3. So if you see this circuit, entire circuit will be replaced by, the circuit can be redrawn like this. This is a 20 volts battery again, and this entire two resistors clubbed here. The value will be 4 by 3. This is current. Now I can calculate the current. What is the current flowing through this circuit? I is equals to, by using Ohm's law, I is equals to V by R, which is equals to 20 divided by 4 by 3, which is equals to 60 divided by 4. This is 15 amps. This is 15 amps. Is it right or not? This is a 15 amps. When it is a 15 amps, I am saying it is a, when the 15 amps current is entering at this node, and this current will be divided at 2 ohm resistor and 4 ohm resistor. How it is divided? If it is a 2, for example, this is also 4 ohm resistor, directly we can say this is 7.5 and this is 7.5. But here what happens? The unequal resistors are connected in parallel. This can be calculated by using current division formulae. Okay, current division formulae we have to remember here. For parallel connection, current division formulae. For series connection, voltage division formulae. So current division formulae. How we can calculate the current division formula means, if I assume, if I want 2 ohm resistor, current flowing through this 2 ohm resistor, which is equals to total current into opposite resistance by total current into opposite resistance by total resistance. Total current into opposite resistance by total resistance. That is equals to, from this circuit you can remember, you can identify total current will be 15 amps here. Opposite resistance means I am calculating the current at 2 ohm resistor means 4 ohm is the opposite resistance. 15 into 4 divided by total resistance means 6, which is equals to 2 2 ja, 2 3 ja, 3 1 ja, 3 5 ja, which is equals to 10 amps. So the total current in this circuit is 15 amps. This 10 amps current is flowing through this circuit. 10 amps current is flowing through this circuit. This element means remaining what? Total current minus this current means I4 is equals to 5 amps you can say, or otherwise you can calculate this 4 ohm resistor. What is the current flowing through the 4 ohm resistor also? That is I4 is equals to this 20 into, again this opposite resistance 2 divided by 6 here. 2 1 ja, 2 3 ja. Opposite resistance will be 2 here only. The total current will be 15. That's why 2 1 ja, 2 3 ja, this is 5, which is equals to 5 amps. So the current flowing through this 4 ohm resistance is also 5 ohm. The current flowing through this 2 ohm resistance is 10 amps. The total current at this node, the current will be divided. So the points to be remembered for the parallel connection are, in the parallel connection, the current will be divided in the parallel connection. Note for parallel connection. In the parallel connection, the current will be divided. But voltage remains same. In the parallel connection, the current will be divided, but voltage remains same. So if you see here, this is a 20 volts battery. So here to calculate this to current through this 2 ohm and 4 ohm, we are using some voltage division. Without using this voltage division also, I can calculate the current here. There is a shortcut here. This is a 20 volts battery. This 20 volts battery is directly connected to the 2 ohm resistor and directly connected to the 4 ohm resistor. That's why if you observe any battery, if you take any battery, if you connect this bulb to this battery directly, the bulb will glow. Directly, if you connect another resistor directly terminal to the battery also, another bulb also glow. That's why if you connect the infinite number of bulbs here, if I connect the infinite number of bulbs here, all the bulbs will glow because this battery is directly connected to the each and every bulb. So what is the current flowing through this resistor? Directly we can calculate by using this directly. This is a 20 volts battery directly connected to the 2 ohms, means what is the current flowing? I is equals to V by R. Voltage across this is 20 volt, that's why 20 divided by 2, which is equals to 10 amps here. Again that I can calculate what is the current flowing through the 4 ohms is directly 20 volts is connected to the here, means I is equals to 20 divided by 4, which is equals to again 5 amps. So in the parallel connection, voltage across the each and every element is same. The current is divided. Whereas in the series connection, voltage is divided but current is same. That's why this is a major advantage. For example, unfortunately, if any connection fails, also another entire circuit will work. The connection will be closed for that only, remaining circuit will work. That is a major advantage in the parallel connection. That's why in our home appliances, all the home appliances are connected in parallel only. Parallel only. If you observe this fan and every bulb and television and whatever the device we are using, all these are connected in parallel only. Whatever the 230 volts we are getting, this 230 volts will be same voltage will be connected to all the devices, and based on their resistances they will use. That's what we are preparing the parallel connection. Okay. So another one or two points are very important for this subject. Those are so Kirchhoff current law, Kirchhoff voltage law. These two are very important to you. Kirchhoff current law and Kirchhoff voltage law. So what is meant by Kirchhoff current law? If you see any circuit, for example, if I am taking this is a node, this node consists of many branches. I am assuming only 3 branches here. For example, this current will be 6 amps is entering at this node. This 6 amps should be leaving at these 2 nodes, 2 branches, whether it may be 4 amps, 2 amps or 3 amps, 3 amps or 5 amps, whatever it may be. Whatever the current is entering at this node, it should be leaving. It should be leave. Otherwise, we cannot say KCL is, this circuit obeys the KCL. That's why what is the KCL means? According to KCL means, the definition of the KCL, algebraic sum of currents, algebraic sum of currents at any node, algebraic sum of currents at any node, algebraic sum of currents at any node is 0. Algebraic sum of currents at any node means, for example, I am assuming 6 amps here. I am assuming 4 amps current flowing through this branch and 2 amps current flowing this branch. That's why the total current means I can assume that this entering current will be positive, entering current is positive, entering current is equals to positive, and leaving current is equals to, entering current means whatever the current entering in this node, that is said to be entering current, and leaving current means whatever the current leaving from this node. Leaving currents I am assuming as a negative symbol, which is equals to plus 6 and which is equals to minus 2 comma minus 4. The total will be 6 minus 2 minus 4 is equals to 0. Mathematically it can be represented as sigma of I is equals to 0. So algebraic sum of currents at any node will be 0. This can be represented as sigma of I is equals to 0, which means if I am assuming this branch is at this node, I am assuming one branch is entering and 2 branches are leaving. The current, assuming the current will be 6 amps incoming current and 4 amps and 2 amps outgoing current, means at this node KCL will be satisfied. If unfortunately if 6 amps is entering, only 4 amps is leaving, means we can say this circuit does not obey KCL, Kirchhoff current law. Kirchhoff current law. This Kirchhoff current law circuit will be useful in parallel circuit most probably. So again I am assuming one example for this also. Simple example. I am taking 2 resistors are connected in parallel. One is 4 ohms and one is 8 ohms here. I am connecting this is a 16 volts battery. 16 volts battery. So what is the current flowing through the circuit? Again I have to calculate the R equivalent. 1 by R equivalent is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, which is equals to 1 by 8 plus 1 by 4. LCM will be 8. 1 plus 2, which is equals to 8 by 3. So total resistance will be 8 by 3, which means what is the current flowing through the circuit? I is equals to V by R, which is equals to 16 divided by 8 by 3. 48 by 3 means 6 amps current flowing through the entire circuit. 48 by 8 means 6 amps current flowing through the entire circuit. This 6 amps should be divided between this 8 ohms and 4 ohms. It should be calculated in two ways. One is you can use the current division formula. Otherwise you can use directly, this battery is connected to this 8 ohm resistor as well as this 4 ohm resistor. That's why by using the Ohm's law, I is equals to V by R. I is also equal to V by R. That's why I am calculating using the direct formula. I is equals to V by R. 8 is equals to 16 divided by 8, which is equals to 2 amps here. And I4 is equals to V by R again. This is 16 divided by 4 is equals to 4 amps here. Which means whatever the current, total current is entering at this node, this is nothing but a node. The current will be 2 amps here, 2 amps current flowing through this node, and remaining 4 amps current flowing through this node. Which means another point you have to remember is here the resistance is more, that's why current is less. By using, if you are preparing for the competitive examination, this value will directly you can see by seeing the options itself. Here the 8 ohms resistor, here 4 ohm resistor means directly more resistance means low current you have to assume. Okay, this is what KCL is. And another important point is KVL. Here 6 amps current is leaving at 2 amps and 4 amps like this. That's why KCL is applicable for this circuit. So another important concept is KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law. Kirchhoff voltage law. So what is Kirchhoff voltage law? KVL, that is nothing but a Kirchhoff voltage law. Kirchhoff voltage law. According to this law, what happens is, for example, if we consider any circuit, so the circuit will be 20 volts battery and 10 ohm resistor and 10 ohm resistor. So if you see this algebraic sum of voltage in any closed loop, this is nothing but a closed loop here. So this is 20 volts battery. I can calculate what is the voltage across this 10 ohms and I can calculate what is the voltage across this 10 ohm also. So by using this voltage division rule, this voltage will be 10 volts and this also voltage will be 10 volts. These two are 10 volts means when I apply KVL here, when I add voltage across each and every element, this value will be 0. If you consider any voltage, so any circuit, if you measure the voltage across each and every element, finally the total voltage should be 0. We can say KVL is satisfied, otherwise violation of KVL is going. For example, when I apply some KVL here, minus 20 volts, plus 10 volts and plus 10 volts, which is equals to 0. Otherwise, the source voltage is equals to response voltage or source voltage is equals to drop voltages, sum of the drop voltages. You can calculate like that also. That's what. So I am writing definition here. So algebraic sum of definition. What is the definition of the KVL? Algebraic sum of voltages. Algebraic sum of voltages at any closed loop. Algebraic sum of voltage at any closed loop is 0. Algebraic sum of voltage at any closed loop is 0. That is sigma of V is equals to 0. This is an example for this KVL. Okay, almost every circuit will satisfy the KVL. So along with this KCL and KVL, some more basics are important to you. Those basics are, so while we are asking some Viva questions in the laboratory, your seniors may say like this. Your senior answers will be like this. For example, I am asking one resistor or I am asking one transistor diagram. They are drawing like this. this is nothing but a transistor. They are saying like that. That's why the symbols are very important to you. I am giving symbols to you here. So this is a resistance here. Resistance. This is a resistance which is denoted by R, and this value will be calculated in ohms. The symbol is ohm and this is OHM, ohm. And second one is inductance. Inductance. This is nothing but a inductance which is denoted by Henry, which is denoted by L, and which is measured in. So inductance is, this is inductor. Inductor has some inductance property. This is a inductor. Inductor provides inductance property, or inductors has inductance. Inductor as inductance. Inductor as inductance. So inductance is measured in, inductance is measured in Henry, which is H. Inductance is measured in Henry, which is H, which is equals to 0.01 Henry, I am assuming. So one more is capacitor. Here you may get it out. What is the purpose of this inductor? Means inductor will store the energy in the form of current or energy in the form of magnetic field. Whereas coming to the capacitor, capacitor will store the energy in the form of electric field. So this is C, capacitor. This is capacitor. This is resistor. Resistor is different. Resistance is different. Resistance is nothing but a property, and resistor is nothing but a device. So capacitor has capacitance. Capacitor has capacitance. So capacitance is measured in farads. This is the resistor, inductor, and capacitor. And one more symbol is this is transformer. This is the turns ratio. This is a primary winding and this is a secondary winding. Based on this, it may be step up transformer or step down transformer. If step down transformer is primary winding is, that is, N1 number of turns is greater than number of primary turns is greater than number of secondary. This is nothing but a step down transformer. Step down transformer. And second one is, this is input voltage and this is output voltage. So the point to be remembered for this transformer is, this will convert high power into low power. This will convert high power into low power, but it will not convert AC to DC. It will not convert DC to AC. This transformer will convert high power into low power, high alternating current into low alternating current. That's what this purpose of the transistor, and depends on it. May be step down transformer or it may be step up transformer also. Sometimes it may be, if you want to at high voltage at the secondary winding means you have to use step up transformer or center tap transformer also there. So along with these basics, some more basics are there. Those are gain terminology you have to remember. If you consider any system, a system may be amplifier or system may be any oscillator or any one. The system has some input and some output. This is nothing but a system as input and output. So in analog and digital electronic subject, we will calculate the gain. Gain means, if anyone asks you what is meant by gain, means gain is equal to simply output by input. Output by input. Gain is nothing but a output by input. Gain is measured in dB. Gain is measured in dB. dB, small d, capital B. Decibels. Gain is measured in decibels, which means here, when we are saying this is a measured in decibels, means this voltage gain will be represented as any gain. It may be voltage gain or current gain. We are representing capital A. If it is a voltage gain, we are using some suffix V. If it is a current gain, we are using some suffix I, which is equals to 20 log output by input. 20 log output by input. This is the definition of the gain here. In the analog and digital electronic subject, we are using some gain. That gain formula will be A is equals to 20 log output by input. This is what we are using in this analog and digital electronics. So almost these basics are almost covered, enough to understand this subject. So that's why we will continue the next topic in the next class.